What's up, stoners? Cewpins here, and on today's video, I'm going to give you 5 unpopular opinions on weed smokers or stoners.
Nobody cares, bro!
I've been smoking weed for several years now, and a lot of these opinions I'm about to give, I think I've changed my stance on, where I felt one way about it, and then now after smoking for years, I've changed or adjusted the way I feel about certain things. So if you find this video helpful or useful at any point, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And YouTube also just gave me memberships back, so you can help support the channel directly and throw down on my next re-up. Also, if you want to support the channel and get your nipples covered, we got new shirts on Amazon. Check out the description below. I got a few new designs that are pretty cool. So my first unpopular opinion is smoking all day, every day is not good. It's not cool. It's not the way you should do it. It's like the worst way to be a stoner. I don't know. There's people that have chronic pain and they need it all day. But most people, if you have a habit or you're just trying to get high, that's like the worst way to do it. I used to think it was cool. I used to want to be like, oh bro, I want to smoke all day, every day. I want to do that. I wish I could afford it when I first got into smoking. And then I moved to Colorado and it cost me nothing to smoke all day, every day. And after doing it for weeks and weeks and months, I realized it's not the way to do it. You can't get high. Like, most people are awake for 16 hours in the day, right? You sleep for 8, you're awake for 16. You can't get high for 16 hours. Unless you have like an obscene amount of edibles or something, smoking is not going to do it. Smoking every 30 minutes or so, it's not going to get you high. At a certain point, you're gonna realize there's diminishing returns on what you smoke, and you're just gonna start getting medium and medium. You're gonna get 5 out of 10 high and wonder why you can't get higher. I've been there, I've done it, it doesn't work. I used to not even be able to go 8 hours of sleeping without smoking. I would have a dab and a bull pack on the nightstand ready to go. Like, I would just wake up in the middle of the night, rip a dab, and if the dab didn't do it, rip the bowl and go right back to sleep. And then the first thing after I wake up, we get right into smoking again. You never get that time off to feel normal. I mean, even if you're high, do you feel the high after a while? If that's all you feel is the high, are you gonna know that you're high if that's all you feel? You're gonna get used to the high after a while. You're not gonna feel that relief or that difference from when you were sober or whatever. It's not very good. Unpopular opinion number 2. Strain names don't mean that much. When I first moved to Colorado, I went out and got my favorite strain from a bunch of dispensaries, which was Golden Goat, and all of them were different. There weren't even like 2 of them that were kind of similar. They all smelled different, looked different, had different test results on them. It wasn't the same. Unless you're really talking about getting your weed from the same grower using the same genetics, it's probably not even the same, even if it has the same name. There's so many different ways to grow. Organic, inorganic, soil, living soil, soilless setups. There's so many different ways to do it that you're not really gonna get the same stuff every time. Like, if you take 100 of the same seed and you give it to 100 different growers, they're all gonna come back with different results. It's gonna test for different levels of terpenes and cannabinoids, even if you're using the same genetics. It doesn't matter as much as you would think, and it's not as important of information when it comes to the quality of your cannabis. I'm not saying that the strain name can't be helpful, but if you're smoking some memberberry that you got from the plug in Kentucky, and I'm smoking memberberry that I got from the dispensary here in Florida, the chances that we're smoking even close to the same weed is probably pretty low. Unpopular opinion number 3. And this one, it took me a while, but I changed my stance pretty hard on this one. But Hemp Wick is trash, bro. I used to be the Hemp Wick guy. I've smoked miles and miles and miles. It's not good. There's a couple of times where I might use it, but for the most part, it's not good. I heard a couple of the generic talking points. Oh, it's cleaner, it's more pure, there's less nasty butane flavor, it's gonna give you the most cannabis-friendly experience. It's trash, bro. You're smoking string, it's terrible. It tastes like you're smoking string. It doesn't make your hits taste better or get rid of the nasty butane flavor. Most butane that you're gonna use is gonna be refined and not have a smell or flavor anyway. This is string. You're smoking string. It's string. There's string here, and it's string, and you're smoking string. String smoker. I've used tons of this stuff, and I made a few memes with it recently because I think it's funny how into Hemp Wick I used to be, and now I hate it. But I did, just before this video, look up a couple of articles to see if there was any good arguments on why you should use Hemp Wick versus a lighter. And one of the articles I read, I shit you not, said one of the the cons of using a Bic lighter or a lighter is that the plastic from the lighter isn't biodegradable like the Hemp Wick, so the Hemp Wick is better. What are you gonna use to light the Hemp Wick, bro? What are you gonna use? Are you a firebender? Do you have a pet dragon? What are you gonna use to light the Hemp Wick? Okay, a little bit of a rant there, but let's get into unpopular opinion number 4. Coughing is bad for you. I looked up some of the dangers of coughing too much, and you can damage your blood vessels, you can crack a rib, you can rupture your diaphragm, you can give yourself a hernia, and you can cause permanent damage to your throat that just makes you susceptible to infections in your throat, which is terrible. And I used to think the same stuff, oh, you gotta cough to get off. No, you don't. Especially if you're one of the previous stoners where you try to smoke all day, every day. Bro, if you're coughing all day, every day, bro, you got a chronic cough. What are you doing? Just because you like to get high, you got a chronic cough, bro? There's a lot of people I know that have done permanent damage to their throat. And coughing, I'm not saying don't cough ever. You're gonna cough here and there sometimes, but if you're coughing a lot every time you smoke, you're hacking up a lung, and it gets to the point where it's violent. Like, you're doing permanent damage to your body just to get high. I try not to take rips that are too big for me. That's what makes me cough. If there's too much smoke that went in me, that's when I'm gonna cough. So just limit yourself. You don't have to cough to get off. That's just what you tell yourself when you're smoking mids and you can't help but cough. I'm sorry. All right, an unpopular opinion number 5, and this is just something. Come on, bro. Blunts are trash, bro. Blunts are the worst way to smoke weed. But you're taking like one of the best things on the planet, weed, and then you're gonna wrap it with some nasty tobacco, bro. Oh, but you can get hemp wrap. You know how much paper is in a hemp wrap, bro? I'm just trying to smoke the weed. I'm not trying to smoke a whole wrap or a whole roll of string to go with it. I just want the weed in a clean bong. It tastes so much better than if I have a flavored wrap. Bro, have you ever seen one of those videos of people like scrubbing their blunt papers trying to get all the bad chemicals? No, bro, trust me, this is what you gotta do for your blunts. Bro, what? Bro, what are you doing in the faucet with your blunt wrap? I've been around a lot of people that smoke weed, and there's some people that can't get high or don't smoke weed unless it's in a blunt. And I've heard that, oh bro, no, just regular joints don't do it for me. Bong smoking doesn't do it for me. I gotta have the blunt, man. It's gotta be the blunt. Do you think you might be addicted to the nicotine? I wonder about the guys that spend like hours and hours a day just farming tobacco. And then like people just bust open the blunt and throw it on the floor. Like somebody's life work you threw on the ground. I don't know. They probably know nobody actually smokes the tobacco, right? I don't really like smoking out of papers in general. It's the least efficient way to consume your cannabis, so it's the last on my list. It's kind of enjoyable sometimes here and there, but I never really get the craving for it. Some people obviously love the blunts. There's many reasons why. So those are my 5 unpopular opinions on stoners. If I pissed you off or I talk shit about the way you smoke, please leave me a comment. I want to know if you have any unpopular opinions you want to share. Drop a comment. There's a lot. I have more opinions, and I was thinking about making a longer lists or 2 lists. We'll see if this video does well, and then maybe I'll drop the other opinions I have. Appreciate everybody hanging out with me. Don't forget to check out my live streams on Twitch. We get high almost every night, and I'll have links to my other social media in the description below, so don't forget to check me out on some other socials you might use. We got shirts. Anyway, I appreciate you watching, and I appreciate you chilling. Thank you for getting high with me, and I'll see you in the next one.